In Chicago, protests spiked over the weekend after the White House announced hundreds of National Guard members would be sent in. The state of Illinois and Chicago are now suing the Trump administration over the deployment. Ivan Rodriguez reports on the latest.
Tensions are high in two Democrat-led cities as the Trump administration continues to step up its immigration enforcement efforts. Over the weekend, protests sparked in Chicago after President Donald Trump authorized 300 members of the Illinois National Guard to, quote, protect federal officers and assets. This comes over the objections of Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
If they're not going to focus on the worst of the worst, which is what the president said they were going to do, they need to get the heck out. What they ought to do is allow us to work with FBI, ATF, DEA, who are civilian law enforcement and understand how to target and take out the bad guys.
In Oregon Sunday, a Trump-appointed federal judge expanded on a more narrow ruling that prevented the Trump administration from sending Oregon National Guard troops to the state's largest city. This came after officials in Oregon and California objected in court to Trump reassigning federalized Guard troops in Los Angeles to Portland.
All you have to do is look at the television, turn on your television, read your newspapers. It's burning to the ground. The governor, the mayor, the politicians are petrified for their lives. And you have a judge like that, that judge ought to be ashamed of himself.
The temporary restraining order now blocks National Guard troops from anywhere in the country to Portland.
There's no need for military intervention in Oregon. There's no insurrection in Portland. There's no threat to national security. Oregon is our home. It is not a military target.
The Trump administration plans to appeal the judge's decision. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Following the lawsuits from the city and state, Governor Pritzker took the podium yesterday afternoon, again denouncing the president's use of federal forces.
The Trump administration is following a playbook. Cause chaos, create fear and confusion, make it seem like peaceful protesters are a mob by firing gas pellets and tear gas canisters at them. Why? To create the pretext for invoking the Insurrection Act so that he can send military troops to our city.
Meanwhile, Illinois Senators Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth are demanding President Trump immediately rescind his order to deploy National Guard troops to Chicago. The two released a joint statement Monday afternoon saying in part, quote, policing Americans is not the role of the military. That's the role of civilian law enforcement. Sending troops into American cities without proper justification and legal authority undermines democracy and the rule of law and puts both civil liberties and lives at risk. Quote.